Peace and love.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Peace and love. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love.
And many white people who mean right and in heart want to do right, but there's so few. If 10,000 rattlesnakes was coming down that aisle now, and I had a door here I could shut, and in that 10,000, 1,000 meant right. 1,000 rattlesnakes didn't want to bite me. I knew they were good. Should I let all these rattlesnakes come down, hoping that 1,000 get together and form a shield? Or should I just close the door and stay safe?
I think that
You understand? The Viet Cong are not all bad, but America's still dropping bombs. In Hiroshima, the Japan wasn't bad, but she still dropped the bomb. In Korea, they wasn't bad, but they still dropped the bomb. So now I'm going to forget the 400 years of lynching and killing and raping and depriving my people of freedom, justice, and equality. The first fired, last high, the lowest of low, last respected. And I'm going to look at 2 or 3 white people who are trying to do right and don't see the other million trying to kill me. I'm not that big of a fool, and I'm not going to deny it. I believe everything.
Freedom is never safeguarded peacefully. Anyone who is depriving you of freedom isn't deserving of a peaceful approach by the ones who are being deprived of their freedom. And when black people in this country come out from under the mental straitjacket that the Negro clergymen have placed them in, and begin to see that the only way you can get freedom is to get it the same way the white man in this country got it from England, or he says he got it from England. He was willing to pay the price for freedom. When you're willing to pay the price for freedom, then you'll get it. But the Negro in this country has never been willing to pay the price for his freedom. All of the price that we have been paying in the past has been freedom for the white man. We fought abroad so that the white man in America could be free today to sick police dogs on us, to beat our people in the heads with police clubs, and to turn water hose on little women and children and babies simply because they want to walk down the street like decent human beings. That's now the only way you can have peace is to eliminate those injustices, and the American white man is not going to eliminate them. He's going to talk that pretty talk, but he'll still continue to practice those inhuman deeds.
Podcast, man. It's a beautiful Friday here in Inglewood, California. Back in the building, man. We got a special guest in the building with us here today. We're gonna get this camera right. We got my boy Troy Green in here. One more time.
we in this thing, bro.
Absolutely, man. Peace and love, man. God is good again. Here on the Peace and Love podcast, we want to give you guys stories of what's going on in pop culture and politics and religion and finance and everything from our perspective. Some young brothers from the West Coast, and we also want to delve into religion and accountability and fatherhood and all of that good stuff, man. So today we're gonna bring you guys some powerful information. I'm gonna let my man Troy go ahead and introduce this, and we're gonna get right into this interview, man.
What's the deal, man? We got my boy King L in the building, man. We got my boy King L,
Peace,
man. Peace.
Almighty King L the God. Instagram, that's 2 L's.
Let them know.
Almighty.
Let them know the Instagram.
Yeah, give them all your handles and everything, man.
Just to lock it in, this is me and bro, Troy. The Black Illuminati, one word. TheBlackIll, Illuminati. Y'all know how to spell it. Illuminati.
There we have it. There we have it, dude.
If
Now,
you don't, ILLUMINATI, right? You feel what I'm saying? All one word, y'all. One word. TAGB. You feel what I'm saying? One word.
Right.
That's gonna be us.
All right, so let's start with why you here, man. We want to get into your whole. I think it's interesting, man. Your whole entire, should I say, religious journey. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
What would you call it?
A self journey.
A self journey.
A journey to know self.
That's
a journey to know self, right?
Because I had a religious journey.
Okay.
And that was over real fast.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Then the self journey, that got real long. You feel me?
What's the difference between the two?
My religious journey was a search to find a reward. You know what I mean? I thought if I do this or do that, it's like a magic trick.
Okay.
X, Y, Z, you get this result. Or you know what I mean? You join here and something good happens.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And when I was coming at it from that perspective, that's what I got. I did it that way. Did it work? Did it not work? So if it did work, I did it right.
Exactly.
If it didn't work, I didn't
I
do
did
it
it wrong.
good. Yeah,
Exactly.
Right.
Got mad or something. I don't know. But when I took away all the mysticism and the magic tricks and said, well, a lot of this stuff I'm reading about is talking about places and things that relate to me. And I had certain cellies and people in my life, you know what I mean, that exposed me to certain information, and that led me down the path to try to understand the world, which led me down a path to saying, well, who are you even in the world to understand the world? You feel what I'm saying? And that was just me and our people's history being so obscured and so large and so long. That's what turned the self journey into a whole nother type of journey. You feel me?
So what was it though that happened that switched the whole religion? Why did you drop the whole religious part of it, if that's what you actually did?
Okay, I'll tell you. I didn't grow up necessarily religious in the sense of we weren't members of a church or a specific organization. You know, we were Christian. My middle name Christian. My mom taught me what she knew, and then when my mom met her mother, she happened to be a pastor when we met her, and she taught me her perspective, what she knew. But because of the way I was raised, you know, I got exposed to different information. Jehovah's Witnesses knock on our door, moms will let them in, we'll study with them. Don't necessarily mean we're gonna convert. So I got a more perspective where a lot of information wasn't so.
Really? Hold on, wait. You said
to
the Jehovah's Witnesses would come in your house and y'all would let them in the house.
Yeah, I like the first.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
They come to my house, I'm ducking it all.
You know what's crazy, bro? You know what's crazy, bro?
That
you right. Yeah. Because a lot of people like, and that really, like, when I would go to other people's house and see that, it tripped me out. Like, oh damn, like y'all don't even want to talk to them. And then
wow,
where we was at, moms would be like, oh, let me see what y'all talking about. We might even debate with them, like, I don't know about this and that. So it was like, but I think that's because what my mom personally was in her life. You feel what I'm saying? So I just got exposed to probably a midlife journey at a young age.
So you saying your mama was probably searching too at that time?
My mom, yeah, I know she was, because my mom was hard in the paint about, you know, we was West Angeles. Yeah. Pastor E. Blake. Yeah. I still remember the name to this day, you know what I mean? I went to the old one across the street by the gas station, you feel me? Yeah. We used to get in trouble in the back for Sunday school. So and we wasn't even a member. Like I said, we was going there. I think maybe Moms was a member one time and something happened with some money, she was cool. Yeah. But Moms had been so hardcore Christian her life that this was at a point in her life where she was like, man, I'm cool. Like, I didn't learn other things. I didn't heard other stuff. I know who we are. Different. Like, I want to, you know, venture out. So with her being so open, and my pops wasn't really religious neither. He knows all type of different. So just that made it to where when I decided, man, it's time to get with this Christian stuff for real. Like, I really was serious. Like, you know what I mean? And I really wasn't. Because I was in jail. I was facing 4 life sentences. So yeah, who don't want to be whatever religion you was raised under? It's time to get with it now, right? Right. Buddha, Jesus, whoever, right? Everybody summoned all the angels. Let's go. It's 4 life sentences.
Exactly. At what age would you say you started to get more serious about your walk with God?
Like I said, it was fake. I was 17 years old. I was facing life, and I was doing what everyone else was doing in juvenile hall. We was reading that Bible. That thing sounded like a tape recorder. You feel me? And then I came to Bible study one Sunday, and I had really read one day instead of just. Like, I really was hypnotized, bro. Like, I would read something, it wouldn't say nothing that I was thinking in my head. In my head, I'm thinking, get out of jail. That thing can say, Jericho walked across some hot sands. I'm like, Jericho walked across hot sands. Jesus, get me out of jail. You feel me?
So your thing was, I just need to get right so I can get out of jail.
A lot of people's is that they don't know it, bro. Like, like I remember times where me and Mom's, like, when we first stopped going. Yeah. And she was like, we're going to read the Bible at home. And she wasn't ready for that. Because when we first started, I started asking questions. She was like, yeah, exactly what it say, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So even if you take it literally, you still need to have a knowledge of a little bit of history, geography, something. Like, you just delving in head first blind,
You
bro.
don't know what's going on.
So you're saying Hittite, Philistine, Middite, Istin, Bitting, and I don't know none of these people. Mm-hmm. So at that point, whether I admit it to the person sitting next to me or not, I'm just blindly reading. I haven't tapped in one time and said, hey, who's the Philistine? Like, I'm just saying, The word, we getting out tomorrow, right?
Right.
Okay, for sure. Right, so one day I went to Bible study and said it. And I'm talking about everybody got mad because all the little young dudes was getting up, you know, they crying, talking about their mama and Jesus gonna fly them out to jail. and all that. And I mean, not literally, but
Well,
I'm
you
just
said
saying,
this
like,
when you was a kid, or you said this when you was in prison?
no, I was 17. I walked
You
up.
was in jail.
Yeah, I was
You
in
questioned
junior hall.
it.
Yeah,
No, I didn't
yeah.
question it. No, I went up and told them, I read this book last night. I've been
Yeah.
actually reading it. I
Yeah.
stopped the mysticism. Well, I didn't say mysticism, but I said, I read, and it says everybody in here went through something bad.
Right.
I ain't found a good story yet. It's saying to me, like, it's almost like not gang banging, like we gonna go kill people and do negative stuff, but it's saying that same concept of 10 toes down no matter what. That's what the Bible, that's what I got from it when I finally start reading it.
Exactly. The men in the Bible represent those same type of men. on the
Each
streets.
story was somebody riding against a whole military for what he believed in. Dudes walking in lion dens, dudes getting hanged from crosses, dudes getting heads sliced off, dudes going on missions killing people for the Most High, and then you mad because you saying I'm gonna go just. So then I even said this. I said, and I'm 17. I said, what if he want y'all to get life to test y'all to see if y'all really down, and then let you back out? You don't know. They was ready. They was ready to shoot me. They wanted me out.
That's
And
a
then-
cold
And
question.
the lady pulled me to the
dog.
back and was like, "You get it. How'd you get that so young?" I said, "I read it. I stopped trying to figure out and use it. I read what it said, and everybody was getting whooped.
Right.
You feel me? They was riding, and it was showing how it just kept going against no matter what. It warned them that all this stuff was gonna happen.
Exactly.
You feel me? So the bank account withdrawal concept, that's religion. You know, we're gonna push these buttons and some good gonna come. That's not what not what the book was saying when I read it. So after that, I said, let me backpedal real quick.
Right.
You know, and I kind of just backed up until I finally started running into some people that, well, look at this, look at that. And even then that was a whole nother surfboard. You know.
That's a trip, man. That's a cold perspective to look at it. But it's funny. It's something that you said in there, though, right? As far as a lot of people, when they go to prison, they facing, like you would say, they was facing 4 life sentences at 17. How many you think are really serious that's about their religion? Because it seems like everybody that go to prison, not everybody, but a lot of people go to jail and then they turn Muslim.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about that right now. Islam is popular in prison.
Right.
Islam, and people take how they want to, Islam was turned into a religion later on. Islam, what Islam is Islam, shalom is just peace, right? But what we talking about, Muhammad, 1400 years ago, that's a military campaign. So the way it teaches you to conduct yourself, the way it teaches you to think, even the Quran itself, it's not actually like I've read different dogmas and different doctrines. It's not a story. It's no like.
So you saying the Quran doesn't read like the Bible reads?
It's not a story.
Okay.
It's not even really any story. It's more like parables of stories. It's like, you don't know about and did you know when Adam? So it's more like these people were dealing with what was going on then. So if I look at the Middle East and what was going on then, Rome had took over. So with Rome taking over, the Quran spends a lot of time breaking down the concept of Christianity, as opposed to, it doesn't even talk against it. It just more deals with when it says the Christians, they're talking about the Holy Crusaders. You feel me? But they're gonna have us thinking now that they're talking about your grandma. It's not what they're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? So,
Right.
so it's talking about you know, the Messiah. It talks about, you know what I mean, Mary and all that. But it says, don't praise him as God. It's explained to you that's idol worship. If you see this picture, this statue, you start praying to it, talking about this East and all that, you're lost.
Exactly.
When it talks about shirk, which is like idol worship, let's look at this area at this time. They had statues and things to where they did have high sciences. So the Kemet dudes will go straight with that. Yeah, we was the best. But let's talk about what really went on. You did have dudes who knew master science. I know the master science of the water. So bomb, I can come up and freeze it, do all these things to it that you don't know how to do.
Right.
So this is divine, this is God. 200 years down the line, my little clique, my squad, the water god squad.
Right. Right.
This is how it really was
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
It was religious gangbanging, bro. Because it was political. See, you gotta understand, a lot of this stuff we call religion is political.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? A lot of deal with nationalities, histories, and they take it and they hijack it and say, oh, you was just a slave, you was a monkey, you never existed. And they write it and say it was a religion. All these different histories we got, they either myth stories or religions. You know what I mean? The Celtic elves, the Bible characters, and they're white and short and they're this and they're that and the woo wop. And it's like, what does it matter? It does matter because we talking about lands. We talking about places that really exist. We talking about money that's really there. We're not talking about stuff that's made up. That's why on that channel, you know what I mean? Like, this is real. This is not fake. You know what I mean? So
let me ask you this. You think it's important to have a historical reference when you're talking about religion? A lot of times people just blindly look at, you know, the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, whatever, without the historical reference. You think it's important to kind of have that balance when you start to get serious about your walk with God?
Okay.
Like how you was
yes
saying.
And no. What I mean by that is this. Yes, if you're serious about understanding those books. Because you might understand them books and say, I'm done with my walk with God. I don't know. You might be trying to understand them books to talk against them. For example, my big war against the Bible is what made me so cold with it.
Because you was trying to pick apart the Bible, trying to find the holes in it.
And I start quoting so much stuff. I said, well, shit, I know about this war and that war. I know that this part's fake. I know that helped me.
Exactly.
That brought me closer. You feel me? So to a higher understanding, though, you know.
That's a fact.
So you would say that
now with God, because I said yes and no, and I say the no because with God, that's your spiritual connection. So you can delve in them books and history all you want to, and you can become a scholar, theologian. That doesn't mean that your walk with God may have been broken by that. You may have become such a professor
to the point where you can't even connect with God.
Yeah,
no more.
you just blah 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 blah.
You think you just got it all down pat and just know it all.
I'm like, bro, who cares what chapter? You just raped somebody.
Yeah.
Like, who cares what chapter Woody Whoop said? You're a priest touching boys.
Yeah.
But chapter Woody Whoop said, and the shirt's tucked this way, and I did the hat move this way, and I did the secret. Yeah, it turns into that.
Right.
You feel me? When you get to, and I know I can quote 2,000 years ago. So what does that mean? Okay, I quoted 2,000 years ago, but she just went down the street and gave the homeless man some jackets. So just because she's Christian and you're whatever, hey.
I feel like the work is outside the church.
Yeah.
Like the work is not in the church. You know what I'm saying? Like we go to church every Sunday, right? People go to church and convene, they meet, they do their fellowship. And these are people who understand the power of God. These are people who are trying to get closer to God. But the work is the people outside the church that's not coming to church every Sunday. Like, I don't even go to church every Sunday. But it's just like once you get that knowledge, it's not necessarily for the people who already understand. It's to going out for the people who don't get it and touching those brothers, man. So how would you say you connect to somebody with a similar story to yours? We starting to get into it. We haven't really started pulling back the layers of the onion yet. Maybe I should let you. Let's see. How do you connect to, let's say, somebody who's not familiar with church, somebody who don't go to church at all, don't pick up the Bible, and they might find themselves locked up, right? And they're looking for something to give them some peace. You know what I'm saying? How do you connect to that person? What would you have to say to them?
The first person, after I was what we call born into the 5% nation, the first person I taught, he had never read the Bible.
Okay.
You know, and he loved hearing something bad about it, even though he never read it. I used to be on about that, like, bro,
that's stupid.
That's not, like, I understand where your frustration and anger comes from, so that's cool, but that's to blind yourself, because I can tell you something's bad and you never look at it. You don't know what it is, you know. So to answer your question, I look at someone similar as what I ended up being a part of, the 5% Nation, because what that was about was Clarence 13X was a member of the Nation of Islam, right? So that's
and real quick, who was Clarence 13X?
Okay, Clarence 13X, he was I mean, we ain't gonna go into his whole life
just
story.
give him a quick rundown.
He was in Harlem, New York. Malcolm X's temple was in Harlem, New York. Temple number 7, which is the divine number, right? So, bam, temple number 7 in Harlem, New York, which is the Black Mecca where Marcus Garvey was at. You know, where a lot of different movements was at. So, Clarence 13X was a minister at this temple.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
got you. So he was.
And the main thing is, you got to remember too, he's the one taught all the martial arts. Not because he learned it from somebody. He actually was in the military and went to Korea and learned it. He did what's called the 50. I think it's called the 52 blocks. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he was a street person.
Okay, got you. So that's what Claire 13 next is.
So he smoked weed. He hustled. But he joined the temple.
Okay.
He doing his thing.
Okay.
Now here's where the line gets drawn. Where I'm explaining you why I feel the way I feel when you said someone a similar story. In the Nation of Islam, they have what's called degrees. The same way a lot of organizations have information that everyone's not necessarily privy to. However, before I make it sound all Masonic and mystic and like they on some evil Knievel stuff, you gotta understand that their thing was always about black culture, black culture, black culture. So this was an ancient Moorish Egyptian tradition. You know what I mean? Like how you would join the universities that the Moors would build, and then you get privy to certain information as you rise up the rankings. Exactly. Or like you join the temples in Egypt. So this is good because it keeps certain information sacred, but it also can be bad because everyone doesn't know everything. I could take it and do what I want with it.
It kind of creates elitism and things like that.
Off top elitism.
Exactly. And that kind of mirrors, I don't know much about it, but when we hear things about the Masons, we hear about secret knowledge and rising and things like that.
But what I want to correct is a lot of people think that these people who started the Moorish Science Temple Nation Islam 5% or were Masons and joined. And the truth is that the Masons learned from us those practices. Even in Canaan, Israel, we had Kabbalah. You know what I mean? We always had ancient sciences. You know what I'm saying? That are sacred, and they learned that concept from us. You know what I mean? In the Dark Ages. I ain't even going back to no Greeks or Romans because they learned that, lost it, whatever.
Yeah, we ain't talking about the Greeks.
Yeah, I'm talking about just a couple, you know what I mean? Just right now, these groups they got right now, they were started by us. Because even in America, when they reach the 32nd degree, they either become a Knights Templar after that, or they become a Shriner, which is they're gonna be put on the Fez hat and learn Arabic.
And got the tassel.
Interesting.
So that's the Ta'aka Bays and all that.
They have to learn. No. Ta'aka Bay is Moorish Science Temple.
Yeah, that's right. But what? See,
I'm saying the Masons, the actual white old man Mason. Yes.
All right. Okay.
The Shriner hospitals with the Fez hats on. Yeah. Yeah. They that's their 33rd degree. But that's not because, check this out. That's not because they decided that. That's how you designed it. That's how we designed it. Yeah, they had to get to a certain degree before we would let them be privy to certain.
So you saying that the Masons got the secret knowledge? Because that's all that thing is about, the secret knowledge and things like that. You saying they got that from the 5% Nation, from the Moors?
No, not the 5% Nation. No.
From where?
From the ancient Moors at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. But those Moors are the same, like their descendants, their folk, you know what I mean, are the ones who did, like even Nation of Islam or more Science Temple. Of course, you come with a narrative to say it starts with prophet such and such or such a prophet. But there were people here already who taught them that.
But this is true.
This is documented by them. This is not even hidden by them. It's just that you have to keep a narrative in order to teach. You know, what I'm gonna do? Teach you 8,000 years of history in 1 year? Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a narrative. It starts with Prophet Noah and da-da-da-da. Then from there, he talked about this, so you can go into all the other things. But this is where you a central figure,
right?
If you would have a central figure,
right?
You know what I mean?
When did you join 5% Nation when you was in prison?
Yeah. So let me finish that. I'm glad you brought that. So what he did was he broke the rule of the temple and started teaching in the streets.
So you wasn't supposed to teach in the streets?
No, you can teach in the streets. The Nation of Islam is not hiding anything. It's just that this certain stuff is like a passage of right. It's like a rite of passage.
So
it's like
can't
a ritual.
Be taught that until you cross over.
The 120, the mathematics, the alphabet, those are cold. You feel me? That's how you speak, and you know what I mean.
And he was teaching that type of stuff on the streets to people.
He started teaching that to the kids. You feel me? He felt like, why am I walking around the ghetto where these kids right here, blind, deaf, and dumb, these are the 85% that we talking about. It's 5% that know the truth that's shared, poor righteous teachers, 10% that know the truth and they use it to blood suck the rest of the people. 85% is the majority that are blind, deaf, and dumb, right?
This Clarence X we talking about?
No, this is the 5, 10, 85 breakdown. Even in the Nation of Islam, this is the breakdown. They're 5%ers too.
No, I'm saying who was walking around, who you say, what person was walking around breaking
revealing this information to the kids? Clarence 13X.
Clarence, yeah.
And let me explain something too, because I'm all about the truth. There were other people in New York that knew, that was teaching and all that too. He just the one. He the one that came out and did it to where it became his own movement.
Understood.
You feel me? He's the one that actually walked the streets, 10 pavement down. You come over there with a gun, some weed. He gonna fight you. Back up. These the guys. These my black brothers.
Is that where the 5% name come from?
Because they had to differentiate themselves.
The small percentage of them went out and was teaching.
No. That's not where it comes from. No, 5% literally comes from the NOI doctrine. That the world's broken down into 3 groups. The smallest group is those who know the truth. That would be like 15%. And even that group is broken down to the majority of them are going to use the truth to hide it and manipulate the rest.
With the
10%. And then the 5% is the small little group that's left. That'll be the poor righteous teachers. You know what I mean? My enlightener told me even the Jehovah's Witness is a poor righteous teacher. Because he's going to knock on your door to teach you.
So the Jehovah's Witness is technically a 5%.
I mean, technically. Now, whether or not we agree with what he's teaching, that's on his understanding. But as far as the heart is concerned, he's a poor righteous teacher. Right. If you want to just go straight to the gusto of what the 5% breakdown is. And that's it for any group. That's just like even if we got a gang, it's only going to be a small little fraction that's going to be really about it. The rest of them just going to be there for, the weed, the girls, the whatever. Right. It's going to be another small group that know the truth, but they're going to be hiding it. Yeah, we're going to work. They can do this and do that. You feel what I'm saying? That's any group you could break down like that. So that's where they say, okay, well, we 5%ers then. Just because I just going to say we Muslim.
Now, when you y'all teaching, when you say y'all teaching the poor righteous teachers, right? Where do y'all knowledge come from? Is it coming from the Bible? Is it coming from the Quran? Or where is the knowledge coming from that y'all teaching?
It's called the 120.
The 120.
It's 120 questions and answers that we have to memorize.
And the 120 pretty much sums up the basis of life, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it deals with basically the 120 is this: Wallace Farr Muhammad answers Elijah Muhammad a bunch of questions. That's what's called the 1 through 14 and the 1 through 40, right? And everything else we do, you got the student enrollment. That's 10 questions and answers. That's to even join. That's like once you join the NOI, that's the first thing you got to memorize, those first 10 degrees. And then you have what's called the student lesson, English lesson C1, where they break down like history, whatever. And then you have like actual facts. That means we have to memorize like the distance between the Earth and the sun, different planets, the moon. Yeah.
Oh, it gets deep.
Because you got to understand this. Wow. This is to awaken a slave. No, this is awaken a slave. So we don't know what the Jews and all them kick back and talk about with their grandparents.
Understood.
But we know back where we're from, we knew the science of the sun, moon, and stars. This is true. But we think it's, you know what it is, bro?
It seems so foreign and mythological to somebody, especially somebody that grew up in the hood. It's like, what the hell are you talking about?
But this is what we're supposed to have.
Why,
you feel what I'm saying?
And that's why Clarence 13X, like, why are we not telling them this?
Exactly.
And I'm going to tell you something, what I mean by this. It used to be, yeah, this is the nation, you died. I don't care. Listen. You know about Alexander the Great. I know gangbangers named Napoleon. They probably can't tell you nothing about Napoleon. They just be like, Napoleon was with the shit, cuz. Right? So why they can't know about Mansa Musa?
The richest man on the planet, right?
Bukhari.
Mansa Musa, the richest man
ever,
right?
Because they're tell you this. Ooh, what type of name? That sound like a, If it don't sound Spanish or French or English, we don't even know how deep we is trapped into Europeanization. It's
yeah,
so
I think
bad.
it comes from because the way when you hear those names, bro, they associated with Africa, and you know what they did to make Africa look in our eyes. Growing up, only time we saw Africa on TV was feed the children.
Feed the children.
No, I'm gonna go even deeper, bro. Even when I got with the African movement, right? Yeah. Even when I was like, Africa, this is who we is. I still wasn't willing to accept certain things. Like Africa was what it was to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You couldn't see it.
I couldn't see Mansa Musa.
Yeah.
It's cool to tell me he the richest dude. You gotta give me the whole story. Yeah. I got to really see these 100 camels.
Yeah. Yeah, for
all
real.
carrying 3,000 pounds of gold.
So you gotta see it to believe it.
10,000 Persian bras walking down the sand. Because then it becomes realistic. Oh, we did have the camels on the sand tracks in the Sahara, huh? Because before that, you can't see yourself as Hebrew Israelite. You can't see yourself as more. You say all that seems foreign.
Yeah.
because we come from down where the trees is swinging.
Yeah.
But see, they explain all that in the nation. That's where the Shabazz name come from. He talks about how Shabazz is really etymologically, when you root the word back, it goes back to Sheba, which would go back to Saba, which is a region in East Africa and Arabia together when the world was like in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saba in Arabic is 7. Now, why Arabic? It could be Arabic, it could be Aramaic, it could be Hebrew. At least that's a closer tongue to the original people than you want me to read all day in English.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you telling me in English, listen, I'm not against none of that.
It's all been translated.
Because we made up English too, if you want to get into that. But we're not even gonna go that deep.
Yeah.
Well, maybe when it's time, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not against that. I'm saying this. If I want to read about the first black people to take a bunch of ships to the Americas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it goes back thousands of years ago, but let's say I just want to read about the most current one right before Columbus, 1311, Abu Bakr, right? Before, I'm talking about me, with the glasses, nerded out the game, black power, Afrocentric, all that. I would not look at that information because 9 times out of 10, it would be found in something that's Islamic. It would come across as a name that sounds Muslim to me. And it would probably be more than likely written in Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the things that's translated from the French. I want to see it translated from the Latin and the Greek.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I want to read the King James version. I'm not even looking to that. Even when I think I am. When I read okay, be commit. I'm with that.
Mm-hmm.
Be commit. But be it for real. Don't read
Ancient
Go out of
command.
Ashby and come over here and tell me you've been changed the world. No. Read the history. Read the politics. Don't just read the magic tricks.
Exactly.
See what they did with the magic tricks.
Yeah.
Because then you're gonna see what the other why the Hebrews and what all the rebellions and the
Why
wars
they
about.
rebelled from whatever it
Yeah,
was.
because they believed in one God at first. That's what people don't want to
Understood.
talk about. That's what Amen is. And I learned that from a Muslim from Egypt. He was like, man, I got symbols on me. He said, but I know what it means. He says it's Amen, which is the Most High, the one God, putting his spirit and power into all these different elements. That's where water becomes divine. All these things are nature.
Exactly.
Natural. Nature in Egypt tongue would be netter. Nature.
Mm.
Even scientists to this day, we don't believe in God, we believe in God. But as nature would have it, nature is natural. Everyone knows what's up.
I got you.
Understood.
It's a way. It doesn't matter. We debate over the name all day. There's a way that the source of all life put everything mathematically to be. They call it Ma'at. It can be
Ma'at, yeah.
That's
Ma'at,
math. That's math.
Ma'at and Ma'at. Okay, that's math.
Mathematics. You know what I'm saying? We can say Islam is math in the nation. That's peace and order. It's not me, you going kumbaya. It's everybody being in a correct place and order. Sun, moon, stars, man, woman, child. You feel what I'm saying?
Understood.
So that's good. But then this is where the religion come. This is the truth. This is perfect. Everyone related to this is perfect.
Exactly.
And then they say the people that's not following that,
And everyone else dying.
Yeah, that's what the problem is.
So then you start doing all type of weird stuff in the background, in the cut, because you ain't dying. You know what I'm saying? I didn't met some of the religious people. Have been some of the coldest people I've met. I'd be like, oh, you just think you protected from everything, so you just do whatever.
Exactly.
Understood.
Like it don't apply to you. Because a lot of times with religion, people like to bend religion to fit their lifestyle. You know, I think that's why we got so many denominations, because it's like, okay, we don't really like this. We're going to do it like this, and we're going to put a stamp on it and call it that.
I think I agree with you on that
what I'm
one. I agree with that. That for sure. I agree with you.
But
on
the
that.
word of God don't change. But I think people just try to.
group
You
That
know,
I agree with you on that for sure. Hey, let me ask you this though. Like, okay, so you said at 17 you was facing like 4 life sentences, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somewhere in there you was probably doing some bad shit, right? So how does it because I see a lot of people that's Muslim, they say they Muslim, but they continue to do fucked up shit.
Yeah.
How do the two correlate? How could you? It's like when you turn Muslim, and let's say if you're a gang member and you turn Muslim, a true Muslim, are you supposed to denounce your gang and fully commit your life to that, or could you be a Crip or a Blood and a Muslim at the same time?
Yeah.
How is that?
And I probably they gonna kill me for saying this.
That's a good question right there, man.
Yes.
Fact.
Yes.
Bust that down, please.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you how, and I don't care what it says. This is why. How do I explain this? As far as I'm concerned, I got a video on there called Jesus Was a Muslim.
Okay.
I know he wasn't a Mohammedan. I know he never read the Quran. It wasn't around for him.
Okay.
I'm not stupid. I'm saying that if we went somewhere in the world right now, from my ignorant American perspective, and I seen somebody with their head wrapped up, going like this, saying Islam and all that, I would say he's Muslim. You can argue with me all day. All America could be like, let's go one of them damn Muslims. Right? If they seen Jesus right there, they'd be like, they're going one of them damn Muslims. That's what they would say, bro. So what I'm saying is this, because you said blood or Crip, so we're not talking about essays. So we talking about black people. Let's be real.
Okay.
When black people turn Muslim, you have two
I'm
versions
just saying
of
the
this.
actual gang banger.
No, I'm telling you the real truth. There's two versions of this. You have the religious Muslim.
Okay.
Okay? He's the one got in it for the same reason everybody gets into different spiritualities for personal cleansing. He's that person, right? He likes the you can see it on, you see the rappers, Rollo and them. I like the discipline. I like the way it makes me bow down. I like it's because for them, this is why though. I'm gonna tell you why. I get it. For them, they looking at it like this. I was raised Christian. The whole country Christian. So everything we do is regular to me. It really don't even require much. I just show up and move on. This actually makes me do something. So I feel like even if I'm still doing wrong, I still feel like I'm actually doing something that's a religious, as opposed there, I'm just going there, see Keisha with the big booty, say, what's up, Jesus, throw him $5 and walk out.
Because in Christianity, it's no set. It's not taught with no guidelines.
There's
you
no
don't
ritual.
eat this. You don't do this. You know what I'm saying? With I understand exactly what
Like,
you're saying.
yeah,
Islam,
it's no
there's certain
ritual.
things you got to do every day.
Yeah, so for the individual, it may be like you said, it may turn him weird, crazy. It may not, but for his personal, he needs something that actually gives him things to do. That's the religious Muslim. Now you got like what we talking about. All that. I'm not saying that they not religious, but I'm saying the ones who you run across who just militant as hell, but they smoking, they selling all that. Right? They killed 10 niggas yesterday, all that, right? I know you talking about. We ain't finna play.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm 5%, so I'm part of that. I'm with the rappers that's smoking the big blunt with the Islam. I know. I'm the part of the problem. I'm one of them, right?
Yeah.
I feel like for us. No. But I feel like for us, it's about identity, culture, perspective. And what I mean by that is this. When I look at the news, not being scared of the word Muslim, Islam no more, gives me a whole different worldview. Now when America drop a bomb on somebody and kill their whole village, I see that. Before I was so blinded, being biased, that I just, damn Muslims always want to kill us. They always tripping. Now I'd be like, man, why you go over there and kill these people? You know they finna be tripping. Right? Yeah. Now I can see both sides. Now I read about certain histories that don't be talked about in Christian American culture. For example, the story of Gaddafi. They're going to always tell you this dictator story, this terrorist story. And they're going to tell you they had $37 billion of assets sitting right here if he was such against America. That's something you're going to have to read about in the Islamic magazine or writing or something. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. They're not going to tell you that he was building banks all around Africa to reject European currency.
Yeah. Everything we hear about Gaddafi is negative.
Well, because every time you notice, bro,
I'll give you another example.
Just based on American media and things
I'll give you another
example. That's purposely, though, I think.
I'll give you another example. Since we talking about religion so much, Islam itself. When Islam entered Africa and Spain and all that, right?
Yeah.
According to the books, it came with the sword, it came vicious, killed everybody, all that, right? I always tell people the best lie is the truth. That's true. But guess what? What languages them books written in that we reading? English, Spanish, French. So whose world history is they talking about? The Muslims did come in there and slaughter them Christian slave masters. That is true. Yes. Now, did you read any books of the people that was the people? Because I'm pretty sure a couple camels didn't come in there and slaughter. It was the people with them. Rome had them in bondage. The people said, "Oh yeah. Salam. Ooh, shalom. Okay, sound the same. Let's get it.
Let's get it. We link together. We know it ain't cracking.
Right?
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted.
Frenemies.
But then you're gonna have a person come say, well, what about Queen what's it, Kenyatta, all the different Hebrews that lived there that got into it with him. That's true too. Nothing is a fairy tale sweet piece of cake. Yeah, it was people there that was like, yeah, we already, the Christians ain't get us to bow down. You think you coming now?
Please.
You feel me? Yeah. There was people who didn't get into it with him. And they slid. It's a bunch of stories. You pick one or two that you like and say, this is what happened. And you don't know nothing about yourself, so you take the first story you get and say, look.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They say the Moors saw us in slavery. True. But which Moors? I always tell people.
But hold on, let me double back. But you would say, so a person like you, the reason why you can commit to both.
Well, I'm technically I'm pushing Muslim, but I'm technically not Muslim. According to our Islam Orthodox, I don't believe in what they teach. I don't agree with what they teach. But me, like I'm saying, culture.
It's just identify with a whole cultural thing.
I'm saying what the word means, the place it comes from, the history that ties on to it. I connect to that.
But isn't the gang a culture in itself though? So you kind of like committing to two cultures?
Nah. No, okay. It's like you don't ask a Mexican Trece, is he wrong for getting an Aztec tattoo on his back and getting Lopez on his back? Because I'm black, I can't get Shabaka in a mosque.
Yeah. I get you. Understood.
Oh, you with the Muslims? Everything that's part of our culture, they make it religious to divide it, bro.
Understood.
So if he come in with the 6-point star, I'm supposed to beef with him because I come in with the Kufi, not knowing that there was people that was Hebrew Israelites that was Moors.
Understood. Speaking of Moors, bro, how did you when you
I got a 6-point star on me.
You know what? Before we get into the Moors, this is where we're going right now.
Look at a lot of those ancient architecture that was built by the first Muslims, they have 6-point stars all through them.
Which mean that the Moors had something to do with that.
No, I'm saying that the people who built them identified themselves as Hebrews.
Interesting. This video I saw a couple months ago. It was on Facebook, and it really threw me for a loop. It was I think it was in Philadelphia. It was a black Moor.
That's on my page.
Yeah. So this
on
video
my Instagram. That's on there.
Okay, I'm gonna play this so that people can hear this, and I want to get your thoughts on this because this blew my mind.
I'm about to blow your mind.
I never saw a black man do this with the police. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to tell you. I ain't even gonna spoil it. Go ahead and play.
Okay, so we're gonna play this.
I'm about to tell you something,
and then we're gonna come back and get some thoughts on this. Check this out.
Y'all had the oaks and barns in 1938, but the shit's gonna be thrown out on that alone. The oaks and barns in 1938 before legislation.
This is what you need to know. Stuff you need to know, fellas, ladies. Stuff you need to know.
Going nowhere. They got no jurisdiction over us. Nothing. They ain't got the stamps. This ain't their land. This is my land. This is my land. I'm a Moor. I'm allowed to travel with this man. They swore an oath to this. This is the oath they swore on. They all know it. There's no license. I'm not under y'all's doors. I'm not under a contract with y'all. There is no contract with y'all. I was just downtown with this same bullshit.
So this is a Moor that's in the middle of the street, man, talking to a street full of police officers. And when I saw this, I was like, yo, I never seen a black man do that and stand on his own ground like that. So based on the description of the video, it said a Moor defends his right to travel displaying his flag. He's putting his flag out the window and telling the police they don't have no jurisdiction over him. If you can see this video, man, the cops are just standing in amazement. And this guy is just going in on these cops. So
yeah, usually we would have got shot the hell up.
Man, nothing happened. Nothing happened to this guy. As you guys can see, I got it on the video. Street full of police officers. And you can hear him talking crazy.
It's on my page, bro.
What is that? Yeah.
It's on the Black Illuminati on Instagram.
And what's the name of that page? The Black Illuminati page?
Yeah, just go to the Black. I mean, it's Almighty King of the God, but just if we the only ones that's the Black Illuminati, all one word. THEBLACKILLUMINATI. A matter of fact, if you really want to understand that, I'm gonna break it down right now. But if you really want to understand that, I'm dropping a video on Sunday called "Are Black People Really Africans?"
Okay.
Well,
it's gonna explain all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give us a little taste of it right now.
I'm gonna give you a little taste of it. In Philadelphia, there are actually laws. Remember, we're part of an empire. So that's the federal law. Then each state as its own state, which is its own entity, which is basically its own nation. Each state have its own constitution.
Yep.
In Philadelphia, before the Europeans integrated, let's make sure, because everybody think they came and conquered and all that. That's not the true story. The best lie is the truth. They did do some stuff. I'm not gonna lie. They did do some a bunch of bad stuff. But the point is always to make themselves seem like these big victors.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is treaties that they signed and crossed later and manipulated and killed people and took their kids, and it's all type of slick You feel what I'm saying? So in Philadelphia, when they integrated, when they came, there was actually 3 cities there. More than that, I'm sure, but there was actually 3 cities that still had the names.
And that's where
today.
that video. That's where he was at.
I don't know if he's in one of those cities, but he's in Philly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now one of them was named Muhammad. One of them was named I got it right here in my phone, man.
Yeah, because man, this blew my mind.
One was named
I would
Muhammad.
never try that. Boy.
I'm like, man, give me a flag today.
The point I'm trying to make is this: that these laws in Philly,
Yeah.
which are part of the federal law as well, but these laws in Philly for Moors are based on the people who were already here.
So the natives.
The natives, bro. The natives were okay. Moor is not a word that means Muslim, that means even black per se. It means black historically, but as the time went on, they referred to anyone who talked like this, dressed like this, whether you was Hebrew, whatever, is Moor.
Okay.
If you light skinned, Mexican, whatever, blend with no such thing Mexican in it. But I'm saying any type of blend you were, Moor. Feel me? That just basically meant non-white if they got to a point. And most of these people either practice Islam or had somebody that practiced Islam that was probably like a guard of the coast.
Okay.
Remember, they always had the coasts on lock. They always had the
Yeah.
ships and the coasts on lock.
Yeah.
So these are people you always had to go past to enter anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these are people you deal with treaties and money and trade. And
Yeah,
they got the
yeah.
camels and the money and they got all the silks.
That
and
was
all
all
the
economy right there, yeah.
So these are people you got to deal with on the business, professional level. So when they say Muslim, when Muslims say Christian, they're not saying it how we saying it now. They blind us to think it's religion. When they used to be saying it, they was saying it like here come the damn Christians. They talking about the European, you know what I mean?
Groups of people.
Groups of people.
I understood.
You feel me? Now here's the thing though. Some of the Christians were Moors. You gotta understand this. The Moriscos in Portugal and Spain, the Iberian Peninsula right there, where Spain. Remember, okay, who's the first to enslave black people? Supposed Portuguese and then Spaniards, right?
The Spaniards.
Okay, what were they, bro? They were Moors.
The Spaniards.
Yeah.
So what?
The Portuguese who kidnapped us and the Spanish who kidnapped us were Moors. And that's why they say the Moors enslaved. They talking about they light skinned butt. They talking about the J-Los in the Marcus Anthony looking. Yeah.
So that's how he's able to do that?
No. I ain't even got to that yet. I'm saying it's all law. It's all everything being done is right and exact. Little do we know. They had permission to do that because they were our children. They had access to laws and flags and ships and all that. Europe never had a ship until all of a sudden the Moors is leaving out and they all their kids all of a sudden got ships. Come on, man, you gotta do the math. That's why you gotta know the historical context in the dates and times of what's going on. They're gonna sell you any story. So when they came over here, guess who brought Columbus? A Moor.
That's deep.
Guess who we had to talk to when he got here and translate? A
Moor.
Moor. But guess what though? That's in the logs. Then they're gonna let you read that. They're gonna translate the logs. He wrote it in Italian or Spanish or whatever. They're gonna write some shit about it in English. They're gonna tell you this is basically what it said.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go for it. You're gonna argue with me. You're gonna want to fight me. You're gonna want to shoot me and all that and tell me, I ain't trying to hear that black shit.
But those
Exactly.
laws though, those only in certain states.
No.
He probably couldn't pull that shit
We
off
ain't even
right
got
here.
to the flag yet. Now that we got to the flag, that flag is a federal flag. Okay, I'm about to break something down real quick, and we're gonna leave this alone.
Okay.
When let's stop saying U.S. When a group of white people decided they was gonna turn against Britain, we ain't down with y'all no more. Do you really think? I don't care what they write in them books. Do you really think France or Spain back they play like that? That would be a signal to all their colonies that they could do it too.
Exactly. They probably try to stop it.
So who they go to become an official nation? Morocco. But not the little Morocco you see now on the map. That's the Kingdom of Morocco, just started in, I think, 1956. You feel me? We talking about Morocco then wasn't even a little designated place. It was a concept of an empire. It was like Al Morocco, like America.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? America's an empire, but they don't want to. America's really a continent. They don't want to say it. They want to make us think we the Americans. A Mexican's American. He's North American. A Canadian's American. He's North American. You know what I'm saying? A Brazilian's American. He's South American. You know what I'm saying? It's United States. So it's a trick. It's a corporation. This land belonged in the imperial fashion under Moorish dictation. We were the ones who would come to defense. We were the ones who would come to set the law straight, make sure everything was right. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you can write your little law. We're going to come make sure you go with the Quran. one guy, ain't all this crazy stuff. Like we were to check everything. So what happened was they came to us for permission to be a country. How can I give you permission to be a country if I don't run the area?
Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So why is they first treaty with this Muslim African nation?
So speak to in this video. He speaks to the Article 6 of the Treaty of Peace.
Article 6 of the Treaty of Peace says, if I'm not mistaken, it's Article 6, that anyone who declares themselves a Moor is under the is free from all dictation of the United States. Now, hold on. This was the deal made between the Sultan and George Washington.
That's heavy right there.
To make U.S. official, right?
That's a crazy.
But I'm gonna keep it real. The Sultan made this deal. Obviously, this was an issue. They were over here enslaving people and teaching their kids that they weren't more, that they just came from somewhere else. And then when they heard about it, they said, "Look, that's out."
That's why we don't know nothing about it.
I'm gonna tell you where it get even deeper.
That's where you gotta change the status and all of that.
No, George Washington would have had this meeting, came back and never told nobody. And they didn't even tell their old slaves. George Washington had slaves. He never told them. He knew the whole time that they could just walk up and say, "Right now, I'm a Moor," and they be free.
But see,
he never told them.
But see,
you know what's crazy? What he did then is what's going on right now. But now it's so far gone because even then if they just went up, because slave is mental. So even if they walked up and said, "Master, I'm Moor, can you let me free?" What would that do? You're dead already.
Yeah,
you're dead, homie. Until you learn these tongues, these ancient, you know what I'm saying? You read the Bible, you read about Israel,
so
you learn what that
it's not just about saying it. You gotta know the knowledge.
Hold on, man. Listen to this black man say this. So you telling me the next time I get pulled over by the cops, if I pull out the Article 6 Treaty of Peace and tell them I'm a Moor, they can't do nothing to me?
That's a square though. See, I'm gonna show you something about a square. You gotta stand on all four corners of your square firm. When he pulls that out, he knows what to say with that.
Exactly. Let's see.
Feel me?
Contract with y'all. I was just downtown with this thing.
Contract. He knows what words to use. They pledged the oath on
this. You ain't touch him. You see that, right?
There was more. I got every right to travel from here to Timbuktu. That ain't
Remember he said? Pause that. He didn't say drive. He said travel. He said travel. I'm gonna show you something. Moors are not. They're the first concept of empire. They're not stuck down people.
They move.
They're people with many jurisdictions and many permission into many nationalities. When we had the Islamic empires, didn't work how these work with all the lines cut. You could kind of move freely through the areas. You know what I mean? So these were like the sultans and the beys and the overseers and all that. You know, they put outfits and wrapped the genies. You know what I'm saying? So what it is they're the travelers. Yeah. So we are the travelers by default because we're the darkest hued people. There's no denying us that. It's the other people that have to get checked.
So you automatically a Moor if you got a darker hue.
I mean, with us, we got the whole script. The dark hue, the lip, we got to be descendants of somebody back. You get what I'm saying? There's no land that they don't dig up the archaeology and find. Look at Mexico. I learned about this from my mama, bro. Before I learned about some Moors and all that, my mama told me about it. We started Mexico and them people is descendants of the Spaniards that came later. Bro, in Mexico, they dig it up. They find all the same science, all the same signs, all the same pyramids, ziggurats, wow. They made it later. Well, let's sacrifice in the jaguar. No, that's why it becomes. That's why that stuff was done with when we came with the Hebrew script. Let's get rid of all these images. You feel me?
What else? I wonder what else you finished.
But my bad. Back to that. No, my bad. No, but let me. My bad. I keep saying everything but the answer. They signed the treaty with them, saying that if you're Moor, we can't do nothing to you. So basically, what he's doing is he's showing the flag, he's showing the oath, and he's speaking in a language that lets these police officers who are law enforcers who secretly know, they're like Masons as well, who know what he's talking. Because we all know the cops. You've been in the car with the homie where what did he say? You know what I'm saying? You've been there, I got my ID. They see the address.
It's certain code words and things.
Yeah, bro, come on, man. You know what I mean? So he knows what to say. He knows how to say it. He knows knowledge itself, who he is and what position he holds in this nation that they stole it from us. He just basically knows what we all say. They stole this from us. 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 Yeah. This is a specific
But he got some proof, though. He got some paperwork now. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about, we go back to what the Bible, what we was talking about.
Exactly.
It's getting down to the nitty gritty. Because you have people in this country, bro, I can show you that have found they heritage and it was led back right here and it was tons of land. They got the one girl, I forgot her name. Her grandpa ended up owning like a quarter of Texas.
What? Damn.
A quarter of Texas, in the immigrants, the European immigrants have been coming in, giving out land grants to other European immigrants. That's why this country, that's why this country so much favors immigrants. That was all for Europeans. Now they trying to flip it now and deport everybody because all the
Europeans is good now.
Yeah, all the immigrant laws is working for the Mexicans and the Jamaicans, and they like, oh hell no.
Hey, so let me ask you this real quick, since we on the Moor, right? How you so when you 5%er, right? But did you join the Moorish Science Temple at what point?
Well, I studied the 101. I knew a lot about it already. Yeah. I got privy to certain information, but I did not proclaim my nationality. No, I'm still a me. I mean, you know, we are whatever we are, but I can't debunk them like that to say I went through the full process. Like you say, oh yeah, I'm Moorish. You know
so you started the process and didn't really finish it.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You went over there to study?
No, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I had been exposed to the 101 already. I went there to study. But what I say is this: when I went in, we have a big thing in the nation is, we don't believe in God. Allah means to us arm, leg, arm, head. When I went in, I seen the poster on the wall said arm, leg, arm, head.
Yeah.
Islam for us means I, self, Lord, and Master. It's about learning laws.
So what you said, the Moors don't believe? They say they don't believe in God.
I'm saying when we say that, that's something that you hear a lot of 5%ers say, right? I don't say that, but I'm saying they say Allah means arm, leg, arm, head, so they don't believe in God. Right? But when they say, they talking about the make-believe, mystery, fictitious concept of God, because God is still an English word. So it does come with certain, concepts. It triggers certain concepts in your brain when you say it. Because I've seen people, even if you don't say I'm God, if you say I'm a child of God or God's within me, whatever. I've seen people define that divine power as something to be cocky and mean with, which is still the European concept of a God or king.
I got you.
I'm the king.
It's condescending. It's not.
I'm the child of Israel. Who are you? That's not what that means. Exactly. When you reach supreme status, according to Islam, that's the caliph. He's supposed to move on behalf of the people. That means whatever happened to him. Whatever it do, you know what I mean? That's how he's supposed to move. No, he's supposed to actually be the people. Like to that degree, like if they hurting, he hurting. If they die, he gonna stab himself. Like it's that serious. Like,
damn.
That's like how a king is. Remember back in the day when they had the thing when you kidnapped the king, the whole empire bow down to you.
Absolutely.
Just for kidnapping the one king. That's how serious they took the concept of moving as one unit. They moved with the stars, the everything. That was serious, bro. And that's the universal law. That's Islam, not the Quran, not the Bible, not any of that, because those are books according to Quran, meaning that every prophet, every time had a book, and according to Quran, a lot of them have been tampered with. Damn near all of them. That's why the Quran is so bent on saying you don't even know this book unless you learn Arabic and then read it. You could get all the translations, all the different people, unless you get Arabic and read it then. Why Arabic? Oh, they want you to be Arab. No, because Arabic when you learn that certain area, and it just was the most popular tongue at the time.
Yeah, but I noticed that too. Like when people learn the original religion and then double back and read it, they start debunking certain things in the book.
And that's good. But you did your homework.
Right. So, but how do you find and debunk those things and then still continue on to be a part of that same?
Elijah Muhammad teaches us that both the Bible and the Quran was tampered with.
Right.
Just like the scrolls and the probably some of the writings in the hieroglyphics. I mean, we just being real.
So you're supposed to take the meat. You're supposed to take the meat and
we don't study Islam, the religion. We study Islam, ourselves, Lord and Master. We studying what everyone's looking for, a study of the universal order of law of things and applying that to self to move in that same order, at one with the universe. Some people call it universe, some people call it nature, some people call it Yahweh, some people call it Jah. It's a one unit of life, the energy that moves in the order. I mean, clearly it's a million things. We're not blind. We're not stupid. So when I say one, I'm obviously talking about those millions of things moving in one. Just like you see the whole fucking galaxy spin. It doesn't matter. Me and you arguing.
It's just uniformity.
It's one way of life. There's one order.
Yeah.
Man, woman, child, sun, moon, star, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Past, now, future. You know what I mean? We can keep going. You know what I mean? Tree, seed, soil. This is the order. It doesn't matter. We can argue all day.
So Islam is just based on order.
No. What we talk about, I, self, Lord, Master.
Exactly.
Now, Al-Islam Orthodox with the remember we was talking about the Portuguese kidnapping us?
Exactly.
Same thing with Islam, bro.
Uh-huh.
They took the Moorish teachings.
Yeah.
It was us, the Hebrews with the heads wrapped with all that. Some I ain't Hebrew no more. I'm with this new movement. I'm with the sock. We had different names. We were divine ones. Just like we got with hip hop right now, bro. You got 80 different rappers, different styles. It's the same thing, bro. We had all these different styles, different. You had the Moor, you had the da. So when our kids, light skinned ones like the Arabs, like the Portuguese, when our kids, because remember, people forget, put the time and era. Prostitution was real big. Prostitution was real big in Europe. They used to sell their women to us a lot.
Uh-huh.
So we were mating with them. So a lot of these descendants got their hands on European stuff, black stuff, had your access to Moorish maps and science and secret teachings and Hebrew teachings and Hebrew maps of where hidden queens are over the seas. That's how deep it go. We got a Hebrew descendant queen princess, you hiding her in South America somewhere. Now, if you think we jungle bunnies, you don't believe that story because you think, oh no, even if we were Israel, we just sitting in Israel. We never caught a boat. Yeah, okay. You got people who never caught a boat. The white man caught the boat first. Yeah, all right. You lost still. Okay. Come on. I don't care what religion you join.
Exactly.
So you got a queen or a princess somewhere like Brazil or something in a castle. You know what I mean? This may be Solomon's one of his daughters. He probably had 100 daughters, right? You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Simple stuff like that. These is kings we talk about. They bust babies all day. They eating good all day. They ain't like us.
Yeah.
Right? They busting them all day. Right. And then she's sitting over here and they got a map right here of where she's at. Now, I possess this map, right? This is my grandmother. And this is my son, but his mother is Greek or whatever, right? So he hangs out with the Greeks. So now he got access at this map when I die, or he got access at this map, but he's sharing it with his Greek cousins. Uh-huh. See, don't look at it as evil. These are his cousins. The Greek cousins. You wouldn't make it evil, black, white. That's how they teach us to think. This is Greek cousins. And you little curly head Drake. Yeah. Okay, he went over here with the map, showed it to them. They got on the boat and went over there and stole the gold.
Yeah,
they won't need no religion to understand that. We
that's
get down
why so
to
many
actual
artifacts
fact, bro.
In Paris and all of that, the Louvre and all that.
You know what they gonna
stuff.
do to you to make you think that ain't you? Oh, that's the Hebrew thing. That's Jesus in them.
Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to do with religion. No, that's mine.
Exactly.
Hey, I got this one last question for you, bro. This is the last question I got for you. Because you were speaking on Mansa Musa earlier, right? And we know who he is, right? But like you were saying, you gotta see certain stuff to believe it. And you would hear like especially on some of these some of the I would say the black conscious channels like Sonata TV and all of that type of stuff. They always say, oh, you a black king or you a black queen and this and that and this and that, right?
Yeah.
What do you say to those? Like, what do you say to the youth that's not buying that? And when I say they not buying that, meaning they don't see no black kings and queens, nothing like that. They see Jay-Z's and Beyonce's. Not saying, I'm not putting them down, not saying that they not, quote unquote, this new term of king, but I'm saying literally
they don't represent their culture. I got you.
Right. I'm saying.
Where they represent them now. I wish I didn't even say that. Okay.
Right, yeah, but I'm saying like literally like
shout out Jay-Z, Beyonce.
I'm just saying literally like look at yourself like a Mansa Musa. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, they don't know Mansa Musa to look at that way, bro.
Right.
Man, hey, listen. The first thing, you know what really made my self journey? Mm-hmm. I went away from the religious thing, but it was still a gap of time.
Yeah.
With all the stuff I learned, it wasn't until I learned about Haile Selassie in the Rasta thing that I actually got to see a person, a real picture, right in front of me, current, not no 2,200 years ago, the 70s, right around the corner, part of an empire that was 3,000 years old. Well, I ain't heard about this, but I heard about Julius Caesar and all Alexander and all this stuff. Yeah. And I got to see them sitting in front of me. They all had afros and the women, it just was, and they had the gold and the regal, just like, whoa, these descendants of King Solomon. It was just too much. Yeah. And it was just real. And it was right in front of me and it was current. Even Noble Drew Ali, seeing them all dressed up and posted, I'd be like, damn, this was 80 years ago? Like, what the hell? They right here in America. Like, you see that? I know when I used to walk around the yard and try to teach people, I would use images. A lot of dudes be running their mouth all day. I made a photo album. Because I understand what's called MK Ultra. You feel what I'm saying? And when they mind manipulate people, but they do it in a slower way on TV and all that anyway. So a lot of it's imagery. So I would bring people, because I know for me, the images would be like, damn, the first Hawaiians that were rulers and all that. Like, damn, big lips, wide noses, afros.
You still got your headphones? You good? Okay,
Feel
I'm good.
So I walk around with a photo album sometimes, you know what I mean, to let them see. But they gotta see, they gotta hear, they gotta feel, they gotta experience Kingism.
Understood. Kingism.
You can tell me all day I'm a king. What that mean to me?
Exactly. Right.
You feel me?
Right.
And that's why they'll join Crip blood and all that different stuff. Because you can say what you want about it,
They
but you're gonna
feeling
leave with your
Kingism
chest.
in Understood.
I ain't no buster no more.
Understood.
Even
So it all makes
even if I'm
sense.
broke, I'm better than you. Shut up.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like it gives you some pride, some identity, some self. But if you can find your true self is. But see, this is why they need you to stay stuck on that level, because your true self is. Especially when you activate that melanin, it's over.
Mm-hmm. See, that's something I've been studying myself. We gonna get to that. We're gonna need a whole nother show to really get into the science of that. But could you speak to the people just a bit about melanin? I feel like, you know, the curse of the 400 years that was in Deuteronomy was up in August. So I feel like a lot of the stuff that we're seeing in the atmosphere and society and things like that, it's a lot of spiritual unrest that's happening. It's a lot of things that's going on a spiritual level that we can't necessarily see, but that's what's unfolding here in the world. Could you speak to the people about melanin? Just your perspective on what melanin is and what it means to be melanin rich. Like we melanin rich folks.
Melanin absorbs the sun because black absorbs the sun. But melanin is the life force. There's no part of life development, life while it's going on, being maintained, is all based on melanin, from the pineal gland to your skin to your eyes.
That's
to
fact.
your hair to your blood to how you think. And even white people have melanin. They may have a smaller amount, but you still need it. So being filled with a bunch of melanin, because of wherever we develop that, it brings us directly close to the sun. Mm-hmm. And I want this understood. This is what we teach in the nation, whether the person agrees with me or not.
Yeah.
The prototype, even though it's a million different looking Africans, but the prototypical wide nose, big lip, Afro African, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right.
We can't say necessarily the first person was that. I'm gonna tell you why. You take the original people, right? Whatever hue, whatever hair, whatever, right? And these type of people are like supreme. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not saying they're supreme, they're above anyone or racials. I'm saying these are people who went to an environment and conquered it for real, for real. We're talking about the jungle. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So they might sock you out, beat you up. We need that real easy. You know what I mean? They may be taller. They may have longer, you know what I mean, genitalia, whatever, because this connection with this sun is just this life, this force. You know what I mean? That's why you go to the desert with the Kemet. You know what I mean? They build all these different things. They went crazy. They thought, I'm God. Ooh, you know what I mean? Because that sun is so powerful, bro. When you have a people who have developed antennas on their head, you know what I'm saying? You're dealing with a whole nother level. So from my teachings, we have the original people, and then we have different versions of the original people as we spread it around. You know what I mean? And these were one of the hardest groups. You know what I mean? When they came up under them jungles about that sun, it was like, you got them Canaanites, them tall, big.
Yeah. And those are the people you saying that's the
saying?
most connected to the sun.
That's us. We just shorter now because we didn't mix in all that. Some of us was short, some of us was tall, some of it wasn't one. But I'm saying that melanin, bro, it connects you with the sun to a degree where it's deeper than this. I'm black and I'm proud and I don't get skin cancer. You can walk on water.
Yeah, we was just, okay.
Yeah.
We were just talking about
said
that.
it there.
Yeah, that's a whole nother
It's a whole different thing. It's a different show, right? But
You could go outside, and if you wasn't in concrete and all that, you was connected to the real earth, and you knew the sun. I'm not talking about just right now. I'm saying if you knew,
you got to be
what
tapped
to do,
in.
and you
Yeah,
get taller.
yeah. That's real. That's real.
Yeah, that's a whole. That's
For people that's looking for people that's looking, that's trying to tap into their consciousness, that's trying to get in touch with their blackness, right? How could they get started? Not saying they gonna get all the way there today, but what could they start doing on a daily basis to kind of get closer to the truth? And then we're gonna get back to this Treaty 6, because if I get pulled over, I need to know what's happening with this Treaty 6.
Study yourself. Don't study. I mean, you're gonna start off with black, African, all that, because you need to get through the door.
Right.
But remember this: always remember who and what you are. And what I mean by that is this. Don't read this 80 books and this is it. Because they're using words you may not be privy to. They're using history you may not be privy to. They're talking about places you may be. Make sure you delve into that alternative stuff. That weird sounding shit. Because if you're going to really sit here all day say, they lying, but you think everything they say is true.
And just to be simple,
you don't even believe nothing to lie until they verify it. Like, see, they admitted it was a lie. I knew it was a lie.
You saying when you reading something and you come across a word you don't know, don't just look over it. Go back and research just things that you don't know to really get in contact with you.
And then learn how it's used and all that.
Exactly.
Go in.
That's a deeper
Take
level of
yourself
comprehension.
serious.
Yeah. You got to really read to comprehend now. We're not just reading to get through the paragraph. Really get into what you're trying to learn.
Because when you're dealing with history, you're dealing with things like law. You're dealing with things like culture. And wording is very important when you're dealing with that. That's like, for example, in the nation, when we memorize degrees, there's a degree that says, why is the devil called our people Africans? And the answer, it's a whole paragraph answer, but just to start off, it says, to make our people of North America believe that the people on that continent are the only people they have and they're all savage. And it goes on from there, right? Now, I was actually a teacher. And when it says of North America, the ones of up here, and we thinking, I don't know. I never knew it meant what the Moorish saying, that those of our people of North America, those of us that were born up here, to believe that the people in that continent, I didn't know it meant that. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So, that wording. But if I had a true master sitting next to me, like, no, that means, you know what I mean? But now you're gonna understand that wording,
right?
How important of or in, and whether we know it or not, it's good to learn like that because that's how law is written.
Yeah.
If you don't know the law, you don't know nothing because you're on the land that's ran by laws and you don't know none of them.
Because you go to a courtroom and they get to talking and you be like, what they talk? It's a whole different set of words, like legal jargon that lawyers and judges and things use. So in the realm of religion, it's the same thing. It's different words. And like you said, this brother that was talking to the cops, he understood the words to use to get his point across. When he pulled out the flag and all that.
Knowledge of self.
Okay.
I could go to jargon is everything. I could go to another Crip and start talking and you wouldn't know what the hell I'm saying. I could probably go to a blood and start talking just because I know been around enough bloods to know how they talk good enough and start talking to them. They be like, you know what's up. And the person sitting next to us don't know. I could take a college professor who done read 80,000 million books, then wrote his own book, and take him right on Western right now and show him some tagging, and he wouldn't know what the hell it means.
Exactly.
He'd be like, H8, what the hell? I hate niggers. You're ignorant.
Right.
Yeah. It's hieroglyphic. Yeah. It's jargon. It's all about secret knowledge. They get all that from us, man. All that.
So how back?
Hey, you know what's crazy? We fight and die over tongues when we back was making up tongues just for each other. Like, this our tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my cousin and this is our tongue. Just like we do now.
Exactly.
I'm from Whoop-de-Whoop. We talk like this. It's all variation. That's why you see all these different Semitic languages. They call them Afro-Asiatic languages. They all sound the same. And we war all day. Oh, the Kemet, the Hebrew. Dude, there probably was dudes that was Hebrew in Egypt that spoke the Egyptian language but didn't like the Egyptians. Like, it's all type, just like I speak English and don't like the Englands.
Yeah.
But they're going to write a book about me 200 years from now and say I was white and I spoke English. And my name was Brandon C. Rivers. I'm telling you, bro. And then you're going to sit here and die about me.
Right. Understand.
And I wasn't even teaching what you dying about.
This is fact.
Like, I just want to deal with truth.
Big facts.
All right, man. So I'm going to let y'all hear how this brother finished this out with the police in Philadelphia. You can just hear his language.
The Black Illuminati.
Yes, indeed. And then we'll come back. We'll let you get the people all your handles and everything like that. Let's check this out.
You see that, right?
There was more. I got every right to travel from here to Timbuktu. They ain't
Timbuktu.
They want to be the Jews. They want to be the fake Jews. They know what this means. Well, you know what this means. How they're white.
Oh my goodness.
But we ain't going nowhere, man. We ain't going nowhere.
We got dogs.
No fucking word. Yeah, I know you go.
He said, "All y'all can get the fuck out of here." He talking to the police right now,
And they getting the fuck on.
and they getting on. If you look this up on YouTube, it's Moore versus police officers, and you said it's on your page also.
You're going to the Black Illuminati.
Black Illuminati page. Check that out.
Ain't touched it. Ain't pulled a pistol.
Yeah, on YouTube and it's on my Instagram page though. Go to the Black Illuminati.
Black
on Instagram.
Illuminati on Instagram.
TAGBLACKILLUMI NATI.
Man, you pulled out all the laws. Oh my God.
He pulls out Article 6.
I'll sue the fuck out of them.
Oh my goodness. He ain't even playing with him. Like, you see him playing?
He ain't playing.
And I'm gonna tell you something. This is the real reason for racism. Yeah, they jealous and all that. They black, they white, why. Some of these people ain't even white. They're mixed up, all type of stuff.
Yeah.
They need to keep us down because of that.
Right, because if we all
Imagine
knew
us
that,
driving around doing that all day.
for real,
Bye-bye, Pittsburgh.
that's crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like that before.
They already like us naturally.
Hands
So
up,
once
no
we get
shit.
all that, it's over.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck the hands up, no shit.
I'm like this. They come get me.
How many nations is the oppressed people probably the rulers just like that? India, U.S., Mexico. Look at how they treat it. You only see the light Mexicans. Let's keep it 100. You don't even see Jorge and them look like me and you.
I ain't never seen one out here in L.A. Nah.
And they got them, bro.
Used to.
They got them. They got a gang of them. Not just only the African ones, but I'm saying, well, they're not African, but I'm saying the ones that descended of people from that line. I'm saying even just darker hued people, period. They keep them in the cut, bro. In a lot of countries, Brazil, all that, they put the light on the top.
Yeah, colorism is a problem everywhere around the world, man. Everywhere. What would you say, just to leave the people with something today? Any message, anything you want to leave with them, and make sure give them your handles and all that so they can check you out on Instagram, Facebook, everything.
The Black Illuminati, THEBLACKILLUMINATI. It's just one word. Just put in the Black Illuminati, one word. This is the message I'm gonna say, man. Tap in. Stop looking at stuff, saying what it is, and just tap in. Just tap in. You don't like the Hebrews, like tap in. You don't like Crip, tap in. I ain't saying go join Crip. I'm just saying, tap in. Stop looking at everything, saying what it. Tap into it. See what it is. Because sometimes when you see what something is, and also when you do tap in, don't believe the first tap. Don't believe what somebody else said. Tap in. Because it ain't always what you think. You know what I mean? It ain't always what you think. For example, I'm going to leave it with this. We talk about Moor, Jew, Christian, and all that. Right? But when we was in Europe, they can take you right now. In Western Europe, in France, and in Spain, and in Portugal, and show you places where there was a church, mosque, synagogue right next to each other.
Wow.
When we was in power.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And I don't mean us as in more Muslim. I mean more just people look like us.
Yeah.
Because there was some that was Christian,
Cap,
there was some that was
everything.
Jewish,
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
some that was, you feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it was when the Spanish Inquisition came that they decided we're purging Europe of non-Christians.
Interesting.
That's a fact.
And it came with the concept of Christian means this
Yeah.
or that or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's when you're saying when we get into religion, things start getting real messy.
Because they're not telling you the truth.
Exactly.
They got you studying these three things, thinking they so separate, not telling you.
It's all the same thing.
One simple thing I can tell you, they used to have them all next to each other. Even if I tell you, even if I say it ain't the same, if I say they different, I'm saying they used to coexist, eat with each other. I seen a documentary, the white dude, college graduate, they brought him there to Spain, they showed it to him, he said, how could this be?
Yeah. Yeah.
I read 80,000 books and they never said this.
That's why you gotta tap in,
You
like
gotta
you
tap
said.
Tap in.
Tap in, man.
You gotta leave the people with, man.
Man, nothing, man. You already know what time it is with me. Go follow Slap the Trash It, man. You heard what he said. Follow the Black Illuminati. You see what time it is, man. You know what podcast we on. Love and peace.
We got
man.
whatever for y'all.
Come on, man.
Yes, indeed, man. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Yeah.
This weekend we got some things coming again. We're gonna have a YouTube up next week. We'll have the links if you guys want to donate. Any artists that want to come through, Slap it or Trash It, man, send an email.
Yeah.
local business owners, local dispensaries, local everything, man. Anything black, man, we trying to support it. I'm thinking about starting a mentorship program for black boys, man. A lot of our homegirls got kids now. They got little sons, they single mothers now, man. So we need to make sure that we help out and help and raise these little boys right.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
about.
I'm with you on that.
So we're
That's
gonna
all
get
that matters.
absolutely. So y'all tap in, man. It's been good, man. Thank you again for coming through here,
Thank you for
man.
having me.
Appreciate it.
We're gonna have you back.
Man,
And that's
I
Peace and
love
Love Podcast, man. Y'all take it easy. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love.